Alright, hi everybody. I think that this is going to be our turnout right now. So I'm going to do a little introduction before I bring Theorist on to kind of talk and answer any questions. So first of all, if you want to put yourself in speaker mode for viewing, so that way you can see me better, that'd be great. And how the Q&A is going to go is go ahead and when Conspiracy Theorist comes on, you can go ahead and type in, hold on, I'm having two people wanting to join, so let me add them in. Okay, just a minute. Alright, so hello. Alright, we're going to get going. Go ahead, make sure you're muted, your video's off, and put your view in speaker mode. How the Q&A is going to work is in the chat function, you can go ahead and type your question, and the Conspiracy Theorist will be more than happy to answer your question. And then about halfway through or so, once we feel a little, Conspiracy Theorist is going to bring me back on, and I can answer any questions you have about my process, and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to, real quick, turn off video so I can bring Conspiracy Theorist back on. Hello, and welcome to the Q&A. I'm here to answer questions because I'm sure you have many. Go ahead, fire away. I can stand it. Alright. Jim would like to know what your evidence is that Caroline Price is a mermaid. This is a wonderful question, okay? I wasn't able to make a video on this yet, but I've been thinking about this for the longest time, okay? So let's think about it real quick. Caroline Price, theater professor, acting professor, yes. But have you ever seen Caroline's legs? No. You want to know why? Because she's a mermaid and she has a tail and she's hiding it. Yes, she wears pants, but that doesn't mean that they're not two fins or something. Also, H2O out of water, that show? Yeah. I've never seen Caroline touch water, so maybe that's part of it. So, next question. Were you ever scared for your life while making this? Yes. I'll be honest, interviewing all of the people that I interviewed, I definitely was nervous. I definitely was scared, but I took my safety precautions. I knew how to be safe while dealing with these people, you know? I don't know, you know? I wouldn't call them human because they aren't. But when dealing with these people, I had to take some safety precautions, and I'm not gonna lie. The alien episode you watched, if you did, it's okay if you didn't. It's fine. It's on YouTube. You can watch it later. The alien episode, I was scared. I interviewed three aliens, and honestly, I took a lot out of me. So, thank you for that question, Clara. Next question. I know you focused a lot of the theories behind people at Cornell, but do you have any conspiracy theories on locations at Cornell? This is a wonderful question as well. Okay, so King Chapel, I mentioned this a little bit also in the alien video, but King Chapel is a satellite for the aliens to communicate. I also have a theory that the aliens are the ones that built President Brand, who is the robot, yes. So the satellite also controls President Brand. So King Chapel, the reason it's such a large building is because it gets better signal to get the aliens going and the robots going. Okay, so there's my King Chapel theory. Ink Pond. Ink Pond has a creature much like the Loch Ness Monster, but smaller. If you ever look at Ink Pond, sometimes you go, is that a turtle? It's not. It's not a turtle. I haven't thought of a name yet. Yes, I have. It's Inky. That little creature, that's Inky. It's not a turtle. It's a Loch Ness Monster type thing. Have there ever been repercussions from your revealing the alien underbelly of Cornell? Any comment from President Brand? I haven't had repercussions yet for the revealing of this information, and so I'm gonna talk about that section first. I was expecting more feedback, but I think Cornell's not taking my information seriously enough, and they don't think that I can be good enough to spread the truth. But guess what? I know you all know. I know that I know, and I know the aliens are running Cornell College. Now, a comment from President Brandt. He did email me back, and sadly, because of all this happening right now, I wasn't able to get an interview with President Brandt, but he did say, and I quote, 2 thumbs up from a robot. So I'm not saying that he agreed that he's a robot, but just saying. Is there another question? Oh. Have you investigated conspiracies outside of Cornell? And if you have, what are some of your favorites? Well, I've investigated a few conspiracies outside of Cornell. I focus mainly on cryptids. I really like there's a cryptid in Switzerland, I believe, and it's similar also to the Loch Ness Monster, or as Inky, as I like our little friend. But it's a serpent, and that one is one of my favorites. Also, the FBI released information during this quarantine on aliens. I don't know if anyone saw this, but I would recommend looking into it. Alright. Hold up, I need to scroll up in the chat. Okay. Have you bought any of this? Have I brought any of this to the attention of mainstream media? No, they aren't ready for it yet. But one day, they will be. Did your dog ever crack and spill the beans? No. He's still holding strong. He's still thinking that he didn't do anything, but he's been quite naughty lately, so I'm thinking it's him trying to get back at me for knowing the truth. So, there's a certain amount of stigma behind people who theorize conspiracies. How do you face that stigma and combat those kinds of stereotypes? This is a good question. This is something I run across quite often. Mostly that people don't believe me and they think I'm crazy. But here's the thing. I embrace it. Because guess what? Those people with those stigmas, they're just too weak-minded to understand the truth. And if I have to be myself and I have to live my life and I know the truth, so it doesn't matter what they think. And I'm going to be myself and combat those stereotypes because one day when the truth's revealed, they'll know I'm right. Next question. Oh, I didn't even see Anna's question above. To repeat Anna's question, Sarah in your documentary said she doesn't know anyone who has classes with you. Are you a student at Cornell? Tell us about yourself. Great. Good point. No, this is a good point and this needs to be addressed. I understand. Yes, I obviously go to Cornell. Why would I make these videos if I didn't? And she probably hasn't seen me in her classes because she doesn't take classes that I take, because I take classes like Aliens 101 and witchcraft and how to find it. So, maybe she doesn't see that. I totally go to Cornell. Next question! Oh. Do you have any suggestions for Cornell's future since we are losing our star conspiracy theorist and Dr. Hearn and her magic wand? This is a great question. I think the number one advice I can give you is keep your eyes open. Understand what's happening around you and pay attention when something doesn't make sense. Because when something doesn't make sense, you can usually dig in there and see why. And remember, something's fishy with Cornell. Can we, as students, protect ourselves from the magical beings on campus? I think the best way to protect yourself is to know the truth. And once you know that truth, you're able to understand and able to keep your eyes open and able to really embrace the ideas that are happening. I also don't think that the students are at danger. I don't think Cornell would run this long if the students were at danger, but you never know. Still scary. Do you have any conspiracies about the students at Cornell? Asked by Gwendolyn Ferris, who is indeed a witch. I know this for a fact. One time, I questioned her on this topic and she confessed. So, that's one person that I know for a fact is a witch. I have some other conspiracies. You know, ask me about anyone and I can probably tell you something, you know? Caroline asks, I'm still reeling from your interview with Assistant Director of Residence Life, Dan Chow. Do you feel different after you left his office? Hashtag that was scary. Hashtag gaslighting. I felt like he was trying to use mind control. I really did. And walking out, I did feel a little dizzy. And I didn't know what was happening. So, yes, I do have to say that I did feel different after leaving that office. Do we have any more questions? I'm concerned about my best friend Maddie Mulgrew is a witch, as well as Gwen from one of your videos. Are these witches dangerous? Hashtag I love my buddies, but I'm scared of witches. I personally don't think they are dangerous. As I've communicated with these two individuals, I haven't experienced any negative energy radiating off of them, as witches often radiate energy. So I wasn't experiencing it, you know? Alright, Clara says, How do we know you're not a witch or an alien or something else scary? Why would I be trying to share the truth if I was a part of the lies? Think about it, Clara. Think about it. This is ridiculous accusations. Where did you find Aliens 101 and Witchcrafts on Self-Service? Oh no. I've wanted to take those classes. Yes. I think it's actually a secret category on self-service. If you go to registering a class and click on block 11, you'll see that they're listed there. Yeah. I have another question. Robbie Littlefield magically appeared in one of your videos and talked about bathrooms. Was that him or us? Yes. No, that was definitely actually Robbie Littlefield. He was confused and wondering what I was doing. So that was him. Naomi asked, "How are you discovering these magical creatures? How can we, in the future, find them for ourselves?" Well, these magical creatures, I feel like the way to discover them is to really, how I do it personally is, like I said earlier, keep your eyes open and understand when something doesn't make sense. But I have done vast research on all kinds of creatures, and I feel like that's the best thing to do, is really research your creatures and understand how they work so you can spot them when they're blending in. Anna asked if I glitch like a robot. No, I just can't speak sometimes. Any other questions? What are my future plans? Yeah, this is a good question. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I think my plan right now is to get in a van and travel the world and figure out everything that's going weird in the world, okay? I want to be the world's best conspiracy theorist. I want the world to know the truth. I want to do so much more with my life than what I'm doing here. Because this is just a little seed. And I'm going to plant that seed in a little pot, and I'm going to water it, and it's going to grow and grow and grow and then burst! And then the truth will be spread everywhere for everyone to see. Next question. Are there any conspiracy theories that you think are definitely not true? Yeah. I'm trying to think. There's a lot that I think are true. There are a lot. One that I know for a fact, and these are most conspiracy theories I know, political conspiracy theories, I'm not a fan. I think most of them are hoaxes. So, obviously. Jenna asks, I didn't get all the way through the Cornell doc, but I wonder how you felt about the secret spy Cornell hired to follow you around. Honestly, I'm actually pretty pleased with that. It means that I'm on the right track. It means I know that Cornell's on to me. And honestly, they're kind of my friend now. They aren't my friend. Alright, Oh, Claire asked if they're there right now. No! Caroline asks, are you prepared to acknowledge the secret object that you have left hidden and buried on campus? How do you know about that? No, I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. Claire asks, are they there right now? Are you being held hostage by the spy? Blink once if you need help. Anna asks, what is the secret object? I don't know what a secret object is. Next question! Anyone? Anything? Are you getting nervous? I don't get nervous. I get confident in a weird way. Very confident right now. Was there any behind-the-scenes drama with the crew? Yes. There was one time I was doing a video and I actually, the camera person kept talking during it. So that was annoying. Clara. Anyway. But, you know, I get over the drama. I understand. What was the real reason Russell Science was built? Finally, a real question! Alright, I'm convinced that Russell Science was built to upgrade the robots on campus. You heard me right, robots! Not only is President Brand a robot, but I'm sure there's others around. Alright? I haven't fully figured out who it is, but you can't have one robot on campus and not a bunch. So, I'm convinced also they're gonna use Russell Science to build more robots, and I'm convinced some of the students don't actually exist. Okay? They're probably robots. So, Anna asks, why did your mom tell us you were abducted by changelings? don't think she did. I think she said that the neighborhood kids were abducted by changelings. So, that's right. Any other questions? If not, I gotta bring Kelli back on to do whatever she does. Alright. Oh. How has COVID changed your conspiracy work? This is a good question. So I wasn't able to get the one-on-one interviews I normally get with the people that I have my ideas about the truth about them. So this was a different experience, and to where I had to work remotely and go off of my pure instinct and hope that people understand what I'm talking about. And really help the audience understand the truth just by what I'm saying. So that's how it's affected my experience. I'm gonna bring Kelli back on to answer any questions you have for her. Alright, hi everybody! Thanks for coming. I am here to answer any questions you have about my process, about the characters I've created, about anything. This was a really fun experience, and I'm happy you guys are here for this Q&A. So, Caroline asks, Jim would like to know what some of your influences were. How did you try and incorporate them or stand apart from those inspirations? So I'm trying to figure out, I honestly am trying to figure out what some of my influences are. I think it's just, there's a lot that I've seen that I really like, and I really got into cryptids like last year and was researching them, and I would read a lot of articles, and they were kind of insane. And it was really fun to read them because I didn't know if these people actually believed what they were saying or if they didn't. So I thought that would be really fun to roll with. And I wanted to kind of play with that idea. Yeah, I hope that answers it thoroughly or in the best way I can. What was my favorite episode to shoot? Okay, so my favorite episode to shoot was actually the one I did on Scott because it was during our Chicago class. So I would randomly like be on the Chicago, like the L, and just like film Scott. And he knew the entire time that I was like gonna be filming him, but he didn't necessarily know when. So that was really fun to just kind of mess with him and see what I can get for everyday footage for that. I also really liked filming my documentary because I got to incorporate more characters, and that was really cool. Anna asks, how much of your series was improvised? Okay, so most of it is improvised. I don't really script the Conspiracy Theorist. So all of the interviews, I plan out the questions ahead of time, but my reactions and their answers I hear for the first time when I film, and my reactions are completely improvised off of what they just said to me. One of the big challenges I was doing for this capstone is one takes. So I would only do one takes of the interview and hope that I can get the stuff that I want, and if the interview is a little weird or anything like that, then I just had to work with it and figure out what to do. And then all of the explaining that I do isn't scripted. I just had like a few bullet points that I wanted to cover, and then what I said wasn't scripted. Okay, Gwen asks, why did I decide to make it a documentary style? Okay, so that's actually a really good question. So COVID definitely threw a wrench in my plans for how I was going to present my final capstone, and I didn't necessarily know what to do. I originally had a plan where I was going to be doing a live performance where I was going to be playing so many characters and running around, and I still wanted to incorporate the characters, or some character ideas, and I wanted to um, express like how like show the ways that I can work and be different characters and not just focus on one. So I thought that would be really cool that I could do that in a more of a documentary type style. I also really love mockumentaries, so I was like that'd be really fun. And being at home, I thought it'd be kind of cool to do like a this is the home life of conspiracy theorist, while not, and then also it allows me to make new material and not rely just on my old material. Um, Caroline says, I'll never get over Scott on the Segway video. She'll never get the Scott on the Segway video out of her head. Brilliant. Also, how did your subjects react to my videos? So I know for a fact Lisa Hearn liked the video. Some people didn't watch them, so I don't have all of their reacts, but John Harp really likes this series. Fun fact. And President Brand also really likes it. So those are fun, because I had to send the footage I mentioned them in to them to approve before I post anywhere, because of them being the heads of the college. So makes sense. Also, like, anytime I approached someone and was like, hey, I want to do this because I want to accuse you of being this creature, everyone that I talked to thought it was a really fun idea and thought it was crazy and immediately wanted to know my reasoning, and it was really cool to kind of joke around with them, and that was cool to see. Is there something you would do differently the next time around? Yeah, so, yeah, for sure. I think differently would be, I try to stay on top of my videos better. I definitely slipped on those, but also it's college life and so much was happening, so, like, I have to give myself a break on that. And I think, I don't know, I really liked what I was doing and how I did it. And no, that's really it. Was just stay on top of my videos, and get a better editing software earlier, so it would have been easier for me in the beginning. So, any more questions? Who was the Cornell spy? It was me. Yeah, no, it's every character is me, so I'll admit that this is a different world than the videos. Me in the corner. Yeah, I edited it, so it was 2 videos put together. So if you look, you can see the light difference. But yeah. Do I want to continue this character after the project? I think I personally might keep the character in my back pocket, but I think that it's run its course at Cornell, and I might pull from this character for inspiration in the future, but I think the character's retiring with Cornell, but yeah. How has your various comedy training affected your style with this project? Oh, that's actually a really good question. So I'm used to doing more on-stage comedy, as, you know, the fun stuff that I do usually, and so doing it on camera was really interesting, and a challenge for me, and I definitely use movement in my comedy, and trying to show the movement that I incorporate with my body, and put it on camera was really, it was a challenge, and it helped me grow. I don't want to keep saying it was interesting because that doesn't do anything for you guys with answering. It definitely helped me grow in knowing what my body's doing at the time that I want it to do something, and know how the movement actually translates to the other people. Also, I think my clown trainings helped a lot with my facial expressions, because The number one thing with my clown training is like relate to your audience. And even though I don't have an audience right in front of me, I can look at the camera and show my facial expressions. And if I look straight at the camera, then it's able to have that connection still. So, yeah. Any other questions? I love you too, Jenna. Alright, if there's no other questions, I think that'll be it. Claire, yeah, I'll send you my autograph in the mail. Don't worry about it. Alright, thank you. I love you guys. Bye. I'm gonna stop this now. Okay. Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. I can do this.